Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Moviecast, episode 551. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gass, joined by Mike Sneedy.
What's up?
Ori Feinsod.
Yo.
And Tony Korkanakis.
Yo.
Welcome, guys. Welcome, listeners and viewers, to 551 of the Moviecast. So,
Indeed.
Yeah. So, guys, guess what we could talk about this morning? This podcast. Guess what? Just
box office.
The box office.
Oh.
Yeah, we do. We get to talk about the box office. So, yeah, guys. Man, Fast 9 was at 70 million. Overall box office is up to $98 million, which is crazy to think about in this time of year. But considering where we've come from, it's pretty damn good.
Indeed.
Yeah. So your number one movie was Fast F9, the Fast Saga. $70 million it brought in. Quiet Place 2 is still doing pretty well at $6.1 million. That's your top two.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Peter Rabbit did 4 million, 4.7. The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, 4.8. Cruella's doing well, 3.8. And that's something you can watch on Disney, which is weird.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's doing pretty good. So I'm shocked that F9, Fast 9 did 70 million. Like, I really wonder if there's going to be like maybe in the fall, are we going to have a big box office that quickly?
Well, people are raring to get out and about, and I want combination of it being super hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good timing. You know, restrictions are mostly off around the country.
Yeah. So I didn't expect that number, so I was really happy to see it. Yeah. So cool. That's your box office, guys. Did anybody happen to watch that movie? No.
It's only in theaters right now, right?
Yeah, only in theaters. I would like to go. I mean, I'm off this week, so I would like to go this week. But this weekend was crazy busy with wedding this weekend with my brother. So I was like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday just didn't do much. Yeah, so I'd love to see this, but I couldn't see it this weekend. So, anyways, tying that into what we've been up to. So I finished Mythic Quest the season, and
nice.
I really wonder if how they're going to continue. I don't know what their plans are. It's so cool. Like I don't know. It was a good finale, very good finale. Because I'm just like, wow. It
seemed like it is kind of a weird move, but
it is, considering it's the most popular Apple TV Plus show right now.
Well, no, not with what I mean. Just seeing the characters' decisions on what they're doing. It's just like, that's interesting.
No, I know. That's what I mean. Like the whole, it's interesting to see how that story's going. Considering what we got in the finale, so it's definitely interesting. So I love that. Great season. And then I watched. Let's see what else I watch. Well, I mean, I did catch up on Loki finally.
You did it.
Nice. Yep. It's only 3 episodes. They are longer, but yeah, I don't know if you guys want to get into this episode. Mike, did you watch it or no?
I've watched the first episode.
No.
Okay. So, try to keep this as vague as possible then for Mike. I just feel like I loved the first 2 episodes a lot. Like something about the a buddy cop thing. I just thought it was fun. Like I just had so much fun with that. And I don't hate episode 3. I'll just say that. But I don't think it's as good as episodes 1 and 2. That's my piece. So, I definitely have enjoyed the show quite a bit. In fact, I was like really loving it. Those 2 episodes I like blitzed through, and I was like, oh yeah, I gotta watch 3. And we watched 3, and I was just like, we could have probably skipped 3 for now, but no, not hyping it up for Mike at all. Sorry, my own personal opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So, Tony and Corey, you guys saw this though, right? I mean, you watched it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked episode 3. I don't know why you're saying you didn't like it.
Because it's not
maybe there's no Owen Wilson.
It's not it's not the same show as the first 2 episodes, in my opinion. It changes the whole.
I mean, it's still like a buddy cop thing, and this one.
It kind of is. It's a different dynamic, But
I like the dynamic between the two characters.
I guess you're right. I guess you're right with the dynamic on that. You're right. You still get the buddy thing, but it's like I don't know. I love the rapport that Owen Wilson and Tom Hiddleston have like gotten with their characters. Like I just feel like I could watch them talk in a room all day, literally all day. They could converse on TV in front of me. I'd be like, this is great TV. I don't know why. I just love the way their characters are bouncing off of each other. That's what I really loved about it. So, and then obviously you have to get used to something else. And I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying I didn't like it as much as the first 2 episodes because of that.
Yeah, I guess I could see that. It's just I don't know. It's always weird for me when people are like, "Oh, let's review individual episodes," because I'm just like, well, that's like reviewing like segments of a movie. It's like, oh well, I mean, sure. we could do that. We could talk about that, but it just when we talk about wanting more content, wanting more characters, deeper, lore and stuff like that, like you need those moments where it's like, hey, look, like character's not going to be in this for an episode or the majority of the episode or whatever and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, if Owen Wilson, because this is only 6 episodes, so if Owen Wilson's not not in the next 2 or something like that, then yeah, I'm totally going to be there with you, be like, what the heck and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but, we'll see. I think next episode tomorrow we'll get something interesting,
which I'm excited to see now. Like it is like you guys are spot on with it's got a strangeness to it, but not Scarlet Witch strangeness, and it's got the Marvel flair still mixed into it. So it's a cool. I just really like this thing. The problem while I'm watching it though, my issues I have with it are I feel like this is such a great team that I would love to already see more of this. Like I don't think 6 episodes is enough.
Oh yeah, I mean,
especially if this is a one-off. Especially if this is a one-off.
No, I think we'll do a season 2. No matter what.
I would love that.
And Loki's such a popular character. Like we were all surprised that they were going to do this to begin with, considering what happened to him, right at the start of Infinity War.
Mm-hmm. No, I get you on that. I just, like I said, knowing that there's only 6 episodes, and this was the shortest one of the first 3. I wonder if it's going to be as short the next 3. I'm worried about that because I love the 50-minute one. Then we got this one was I think about 37 minutes of runtime before it gets to the credits. So, it's definitely a shorter one, but yeah. So that's pretty much it for me. Like I said, I did watch Willow, the original Willow. Willow. Love that movie. Okay, so I was building. If you see in the background, there's a Yoda up there, Lego Yoda there. I was building that, so you got to put on a movie that you don't have to.
Where's the Lego R2-D2?
I don't have that one yet. So my problem is below me is a stack of Legos that I need to build because
backlog.
Yeah, when we hit the winter, I was like, I'm going to do these, and then we were moving in, so it's like I can't build Legos right now. So I'm on vacation, so I'll probably build one more before I go back to work. But I always put on a movie for that, and so it was Willow and it was Ghostbusters actually, the 2 movies that I watched that were just happened. Willow was on I watched that. And then Ghostbusters was just actually on TV, which is weird because I goes commercials, and I have the movie, but I just left it on while I was building. So I don't know. Those are classics. I just love Willow is such a great movie. I really hope they're working on not a reboot, but a sequel to that on Disney Plus. So I don't know. I'm excited to see what they could do for that. Just because I love that world and the characters.
Definitely been some hit and miss bringing back some classics. Well, I won't say I'm excited for everyone anymore.
Yeah. I know. I hear you on that, but that's it for me. Mike, what have you been watching?
That just the first episode was the only notable thing, really.
Yeah.
I liked it. It's interesting. There's a few things where it seems like almost mean-spirited disregard for stuff that's happened before in it, but especially Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yep. Not canon. Sorry.
Yeah, it's a shame. He even could have said like one ambiguous line just to give like a glimmer. He could have just been like, "Oh yeah,
nope.
So I hear," or something like that.
That was not mainline MCU.
No, I guess it was erased by these characters in the show.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the whole idea that, I don't know. We'll see where it goes, obviously, but...
Maybe the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. skewed off in their own multiverse timeline.
They're not supposed to, apparently.
Sounds like these agents just wiped them out.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude, why are we still talking about this? It's 2021. Like, I get it, dude.
No, that's fine.
It's like, why?
The show dragged itself till just a couple years ago, just a year ago. What do you mean?
Right, I understand, but we've known for like years now that there was like I even lost the bet to Jim about it, like a long-standing bet, that we weren't clearly going to get any sort of tie-in connection anymore. Like, I just don't understand why we got to bring it back. And
you're still salty about it. Show talking about multiverses, and you think at least you could get a bone throw here, as you would in maybe, I don't know, DC would do it.
No, I will say, I will go on. I will make a bet right now. If you want, Mike, we will get a bone throw for a Netflix show before we see Agents of S.H.I.E.L.'s bone throw.
I mean, if we believe the rumors that we see Charlie Cox in them and stuff coming up, yeah, maybe. But I don't know. That was interesting, and also I think this runs into the problem a little bit that comic book stories do. Is like, oh, you thought that was powerful. Well, now look at this, and it's getting kind of ridiculous.
Like, oh yeah, but there's a great moment in episode. You got to watch episode 2. So there's a great moment in episode.
I'm looking forward to episode 2, and
it puts everything in perspective. I did it too. I pulled a Loki. I was like, yeah, I could see this now.
And it is funny though for me coming off of playing Control. There's definitely some Control vibes here about this government-y agency that like is a bureaucracy within like some supernatural things that have to try to control stuff that shouldn't or can't really be controlled. It's interesting to me. It's just a theme on my multimedia right now.
Yeah, I just love the conversations with Owen Wilson and Hiddleston's characters. Like, I just thought
there was a lot of character work for Loki, like in that first episode, like right away.
Mm-hmm. I'd say so. Yeah. All right, Corey.
A lot of the same stuff you were watching. I watched finale of Mythic Quest. Watched Loki, obviously. Let me think. I watched the Kenshin movie. It's on Netflix now.
Oh yeah,
it's the final one. So there's like the first 2, and then this is the final one. So that was good.
It told you how he got
weird.
Those stars.
It's weird because I'm still used to the anime, and just like the actors don't really appear the same way.
No.
So, but it was cool. It's good action sequences in there. So.
Yeah. It was that was right. They told him how they got his scars, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So. All right. I don't even have Netflix right now. I'm waiting to resubscribe at the end of July for July 23rd. The He-Man series. So I'll be back then. But Tony?
Let's see. Obviously Loki. We just talked about that. I started watching the most recent season of the volleyball anime Haikyuu. Great season so far. Yeah. That's an awesome anime. If you like volleyball, you like owe yourself to watch it. It's kind of crazy.
Is it like classic anime, like gotta be the greatest, but it's in volleyball form?
Sorta. I mean, so the story very vaguely is about this kid who's really short, and obviously if you're not tall, you're like at a disadvantage in volleyball. But he loves playing the game, so he wants to like prove his worth because when he was little, he was bullied that it's like, hey, you're too short to play volleyball. So he like makes up for it in other ways. Like he trains himself to be like the fastest sprinter or whatever like that, so he can get like from one side of the court to the other faster than anyone on his team can and stuff like that. And he trains himself to like jump to the point where like he will be equal to somebody who's even taller than him and stuff like that. But that's how it starts off, but the whole series actually does a really good job of balancing most of the cast of characters. It's not like Dragon Ball where it's like, hey, it's the Goku and Vegeta show. Yeah. Like nobody else fucking matters. Like you have this giant cast and nobody matters. Whereas this show, like it really concentrates on I would say not everybody, but a core group, a large group that is a warm welcome. And then other than that, I was cleaning and I just wanted to put in something dumb that I didn't have to pay attention to on Netflix. Called Ice Road, and that's with Liam Neeson. And even though I put it on as like some background thing, the first 30 minutes I didn't pay much attention to. I was like, all right, whatever, like just setting up the thing. But then the movie just got so kind of stupid and crazy that I started paying attention to it because I was like, wait, what? Like, at some point, apparently this is a thing, and it's not like a big spoiler or anything like that, but apparently, the premise of the story is that some miners in Alaska or something like that got trapped in their mine, and they have to get this particular piece of equipment over to them to like dig them out and stuff like that. But because it's Alaska and it's past the peak season or whatever like that, no truckers are like experienced truckers are making trips out there. Plus the thing is too heavy, helicopters can't get out there, whatever. So it's like Liam Neeson and a couple other people are like, we'll drive these trucks through, the ice road or something like that. And apparently you have to balance it. We're getting to like Need for Speed here, where it's like you can't go too slow or the ice will crack and you'll just fall right in. But you can't go too fast either, because if the truck goes too fast, then you send these like motion vibrations through the ice and it'll create like these waves, and eventually that'll break too. So you have to like find this perfect balance of speed and stuff like that. So anyway, it's kind of dumb fun. Like, I'm not saying you should watch it all, but like if it's like, there's nothing else on, sure, or you like Liam Neeson, it was entertaining to some degree.
Okay. All right.
That's it though.
All right. Let's get in some news, guys. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. Animated Smallville sequel is in development with the original cast attached. I posted this for Mike in our Discord chat last week. Tom Welling specifically, as well as Michael Rosenbaum, are both attached already.
What about Erica Durance, was it?
Yeah.
I don't have any words on the sub character so far, except for
is she a sub character? I mean, is Lois Lane a sub character?
Yeah, I don't know.
Most of the original there cast. For like the first 4 seasons.
Are they gonna get Kristen Crook back?
Here's the thing, though, like,
because that was a major character in the Smallville universe. Though.
What are they gonna do? Like, they already like did 10 years of this show, and they went too far with everything.
I don't know. I mean, they're very excited to do an animated version. I mean, Rosenbaum is great with his voices, so his voice works great.
I've been following them a little bit. Like this last year, they did a bunch of virtual reunions. They've been talking. Rosenbaum has his podcast that I listen to every night.
I mean, who wants to see just a group of people talking about their show?
Yeah, I know. It was nothing I would report on. I didn't.
It's just a poke from last week. Sorry.
Yeah, well, that's why I didn't talk about it before. This is from a year ago. It wasn't that interesting. But
yeah. Okay.
So I knew they were talking to each other and talking about stuff like this. So it's interesting. I do wonder if it's really just those two being friends and being like, let's do something, and everyone else will be like, eh. But
we'll see. I mean, the actress who plays Chloe's probably not coming back.
No, she's,
considering she's in prison.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll bring back, what's his name? What was the guy that got kicked off the show?
The guy who also went to prison.
He went to prison as well? Okay.
Not prison. He probably went to jail. Pete, his friend Pete.
Pete. That's right, Pete. Yes.
Yeah, he had some drug problem for a little bit in real life.
Yeah.
Not the same thing.
All right, moving on. I think the coolest news last week that came up after the podcast was the Shang-Chi second trailer launched. So debuted, as if you will. And yeah, I got to see it. It took me a couple days because I had the wedding going on, and I think it was actually Saturday morning before the wedding. My brother was like, I got hours to kill, a couple hours. So I was like, I'm going to pop some stuff on. So I finally caught up on that stuff. And yeah, I again, I said this after the first trailer. I am super excited for this movie, like super excited. And I don't know, I was not this hyped when we started most anticipated last year. Like I just not even close to thinking about this being one of my most anticipated movies, but it is my most anticipated movie right now. Like, I mean, I want to see Dune, I want to see Spider-Man, I want to see Bond, but this movie with its trailers has done its job to get me like so interested. Mm-hmm. And then the Abomination little like Easter egg in there, like Abomination's in the fight circle. That's pretty cool. We haven't seen Abomination since the Edward Norton Hulk movie. And it was cool to kind of see that character in that movie. So it's going to be interesting to see. I don't know. What do you guys think of the trailer?
Maybe?
Yeah, against Wong, it looks like, right? I mean, what did you guys think of the trailer? Mike, did you see it?
I didn't see it.
Okay, Tony, what'd you? I mean, you saw it. I know you did.
Yeah. No, I liked it. It's, an interesting premise. I guess it's okay to talk about.
It's a trailer.
They talk about
Spoilers of the trailer.
right? Yeah. I was just like, I don't know, man. Like,
part of the reason why I didn't rush to see it is I liked the first trailer enough. I'm like, all right, surprise me.
It's got you. Yeah, it's got you. Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
I just couldn't. When I saw like the Twitter trending of Abomination, I was like, why is he trending? And I'm like, okay, and then that's what happened.
So like, I'll just say I really like the concept, I guess, of the first half of the trailer where it's like showing him like fighting like masked ninja whatever type dudes, assassins, and he's fending them off, and like the narration is his dad talking to him like, if you want my power, you'll have to earn it or something, whatever he says. And he goes, I told my men that they wouldn't be able to kill you. And it's like, shows him fighting. He's like, I'm glad, I was right and stuff like that. It's like, damn, like, talk about daddy issues.
Tough love, right?
That. Yeah. And then I won't spoil this because I thought I kind of wish like they had waited to just show you in the theaters, but the thing at the end, and I think he was in water, and what may be in there and stuff like that. I was like, oh damn, like because I know where that's leading up to, and I'm just like. Again, I don't know.
They said that a certain character is not in this movie, and so that's not that character.
Oh, really?
Really?
They said that. They've already said that.
But is it really? Is it really?
That's the thing. That's what I don't know. But they came out and said that that's not the character that you think it is, and there's actually like a Funko Pop of that character with a different name.
Okay. Well,
apparently that's out there. But I really. I really liked. Well, they do talk about how this is the Mandarin. Like this is the real Mandarin, and the Trevor Mandarin was a fake, and he's all pretty pissed off about it. They do mention that in this, and
I really hope I really hope that the beginning of the movie just starts with him like killing the whatever his dude
Trevor guy.
Yeah, Trevor
that
guy.
would be just crazy. Yeah, that'd be
like,
awesome.
The thing that
the theater would cheer.
I really liked about this interpretation of the 10 rings is that they're like these gauntlet things on the arms, and then they like are used for the power. I thought that was really cool how he can use them as a weapon the way he did. And then you were mentioning in the beginning of the trailer how it kept showing his like flashbacks of his training with his, I guess, mom and then with his dad, and how like the colors are completely opposite of each other, and then that reflects at the end of the trailer with the rings and how they're fighting each other. I thought that was interesting. So I'm pretty excited too. And yeah, the action sequences look fantastic. As you said, like we saw like a lot of training has gone into make it as practical as possible. So it should be good. Coming up soon. I mean,
it is. It's
like so movies are actually coming out this year. It's crazy.
That's a day one viewing for me. I think that's like just before my
premiere.
It's like I think it's the perfect week. Isn't it like September? Is it September 9th?
Sounds right.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I have
to search that one up real quick here. But it would be the perfect week for me to have that on September 9th because my league I do, my bowling league, comes back up the week after that. So usually Fridays I'm kind of busy, which Thursdays I can see the movie. But anyways, Dune. Let's go to Dune. Push back. Not many weeks, just 3. So from October 1st.
I mean, when I'm like, I've been waiting for this forever. September 3rd, Jim. Sorry.
Yeah, I was right then. That's perfect.
September 3rd is
Go see it. I'm going to see it day one. Back to the theaters. I'll probably be back before that, but that's definite.
No. Anyway, Dune is like it was my most anticipated movie of last year.
Oh yeah, I know. You just carried it over this year. All of our anticipated just kind of carried over.
So now, it's got to stay the most anticipated for this year. But
I think mine was Spider-Man, but.
I don't know what the reason for it was. I didn't get to see what that was, but like it's already been delayed over a year. Like why you have to delay it again? Like what's going on here?
Yeah, I don't know.
I did play the Dune Imperium board game, which is essentially, well, not essentially. They use the images of the movie characters, but they like draw them, so it's like it's not like photographs at least, which is nice because I hate that when they just take screen caps of the movie or something. This is actually like got some stylistic art to it. But I'm super excited for this movie. Can't wait.
Yeah. All right. Here. Okay, so this I saw today on Twitter. It was just trending, and it was on multiple websites, by the way. Marvel altered the ending in the post-credit scene for WandaVision. This just
There are
happened.
people breaking
I
it
saw
down.
this, but I have no idea what to talk. Like I've seen the side by side comparisons, and it's like
this,
that thing with Pam from The Office where she's like, I want corporate wants you to take a look at both these pictures. They're the same picture. That's what I'm like. I don't see a difference.
So there's like this like shadowy thing moving across the screen. You didn't see that? I think.
Figure.
Yeah.
In which version? The first or
The
second?
new one. The new one.
The new one.
Yeah. Apparently, people are reading into it that it's Doctor Strange.
Yeah, going to see her, which would tie into the movie, right? So I don't know why they didn't just include that to begin with, then to hype it up. Like, why wait?
Who knows? I'll just generically just chalk it up to COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems weird that they would go back and re-edit it at this point. Yeah. And then who even found that out? It's like
I don't know. But it is weird to does somebody just watch it every week? Are there enough fans like that? Do they do that? I don't know.
Some people get into it late.
Sure.
But I mean, that's the thing is, if you get into it late, you wouldn't have known.
Oh, you showed it to someone else.
Yeah, you could be watching with somebody else that hasn't seen it yet. So, and lastly on the news, we've got Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. Optimus Primal has been cast as Ron Perlman. I like it. I'm sorry, I'll go out and say it. I like it. I think I just hear his voice with that. I'm like, it's good. I like it.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, this isn't the first time he's voiced the character apparently either. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
He voiced it for I think Machinima's Power of the Primes.
Oh, wow.
I think it was direct to YouTube or something. Yeah, the YouTube thing or something. I was like, what? I was like, how did I not? I didn't watch it, but I was like, how did I not know that? Like, you figured I'd have at least heard of that because, like, I don't know. One of the big things with Transformers shows and movies is always like, oh, what voice actors are they getting? Because especially now after like all these years, people have their favorites and stuff like that. So that's cool. He does a good voice, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because I always think of him either as Hellboy or when he's like in the Animal and he like cuts himself out in Pacific Rim, whatever. Yeah, that's how it's all good.
Yeah.
Oh, I did want to say, like, I was kind of surprised with the Suicide Squad trailer that they actually say the director of the Guardians of the Galaxy in that trailer. I thought that was funny.
Oh yeah, that was the trailer I did catch.
Yeah, you saw that.
That was a good trailer, I'd say, but as we know, trailers don't mean shit.
Exactly.
Yeah,
but it's James Gunn, so I'm more hopeful.
Yeah.
This may be the next one I'll let DC.
It's James Gunn. You kind of, I mean,
James Gunn.
I like James Gunn. So
he's got the credibility to at least give him a shot.
And he's probably, he's gonna kill everybody in this movie. So
yeah, everybody's gonna die except for John Cena's character, maybe, and maybe even that character. Maybe do you think it's a prequel series they're doing for HBO Max?
Could be.
Yeah.
I think that Harley Quinn is the only safe character.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would they
Apparently
kill her?
They removed her rotten tattoo on her face.
Did they?
Because James Gunn's like, I don't like that, and Margot was like, I don't like it either. It's like, well, why are we doing this? Let's just take it off.
Oh God.
Oh, he did throw out. He did throw out that his favorite iteration of Harley Quinn's costume is the Arkham series, and that's why she's in what she's in the beginning.
Arkham-esque, definitely. So that makes sense. Cool.
Yeah.
That's why I like this look better for this character. I haven't liked the look. I've said this many podcasts. I just haven't liked Margot Robbie's portrayal of Harley Quinn. I just didn't. There's something off, and I think it is the look most of the time with it because I love that. I did the Arkham series had that. I don't know. I just pictured that with Harley Quinn more than, I kind of because it kind of takes from the animated series where the roots of the character was from. So I just feel like that. I don't know. I feel like
Harley as a secondary character. It's just weird to me that like she's front and center at all this DC stuff apparently, like in the comics too and whatnot. Well, I'm just like, how, like, at least give her superpowers in or something. Like, if you're gonna have her hang with like all these
superpower is crazy, man.
No, it's not.
It's a mallet. She's like Amy Rose.
Yeah.
Nobody likes Amy Rose.
I know.
But like, it's give her super. Like, just give her superpower so at least we have like an understanding. Like, okay, this is why like people can take her seriously or something like that.
Yeah, like she can hang with these like super people. Like, she's not Batman. I mean, she's not even Bat. She doesn't even have any gadgets. She's just like a gymnast. That's really what she is.
Yeah.
Well, no, I was reading this one thing, this like excerpt of a comic where apparently this is when she was like still a villain, I guess, or whatever. But like she had some game developed and released or something like that where somehow a game cartridge or whatever, she rigged them with bombs. So she had all these games just go off and explode and kill a bunch of people. And I'm just like, first of all, you're not an engineer. Second of all, where did you get the money for this? Like as we know from Jason Schreier's book, making a video game isn't like just like, oh, derp. Just let me just throw some side money at this thing. Like, just like what? It's so fucking. Anyway, I hate talking about comics. Let's move on.
All right. Well, that's good. That's the last of the news. So we're actually done with the podcast at this point.
We ended on a bad note.
Yeah. I was moving up the list. I want to get the most recent, the most recent one now instead of starting with the most recent and ending with Smallville. So went backwards. But yeah, I don't think I missed anything else, did I? Black Widow reviews are coming in, and it's good. So I'm looking at tickets for that. By the way, I'm like. Yeah, I can see it on Disney Plus at home on my brand new TV. My brand new TV, by the way, everybody. I got a new TV. I'll say this on the Gamecast as well because that's really what I could talk more about it there. Beautiful. I just don't know if I have the hunger to go. I want to go back.
Oh yeah, like I was gonna ask you guys if you wanted to see this in person, but
yeah. I'm looking at. I got to figure out what's going on next the 10th, but that's like that Saturday might work pretty well. So I think it's actually a pretty good idea. Especially, I think I might go. I mean, maybe like an earlier showing, but not late one. But so I don't know. We'll see. Amanda's working, I think, but we'll see.
84% on Rotten Tomatoes. Critics' consensus is Black Widow's deeper themes are drowned out in all the action, but it remains a solidly entertaining standalone adventure that's rounded out with a stellar supporting cast. So.
I heard something that I thought was kind of odd is that this is still driving the Marvel train forward, and that is still the main focus, not Black Widow's backstory. I think that's really interesting.
I think that I really think that the multiverse stuff is going to start creeping its way into these stories more and more and more. So
I like what they've done with the Taskmaster so far, and we have really no idea who he is. So I'm curious about that. It's like, where are these people? This is a prequel. Where are they?
Yeah. All right. That's going to wrap up 551 of the Moviecast. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit that subscribe and like button. Write us allyoucangeek@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter at allyoucangeek. Like us on Facebook. We'll see you guys next week.